Welcome to part 2 of a dynamo for my rebuilt Stuart number 4. The dynamo that I intend to use for this job does not work. Once upon a time it worked very well, but a few years on the shelf with the output wired to a voltmeter seems to have demagnetized what was left in the stator. And now when I spin the armature it does not generate any electricity. I wonder what the problem is. In this episode I will take a closer look. With this job, I am outside my field of experience. Pardon the pun, field coil. Sorry about that, on with the job. This is really a 12-volt DC electric motor. This is designed to accept 12 volts direct current and it will run at 1000 RPM. I want to use it in reverse as a generator and I know it works because I charged my phone from it several years ago. Currently I'm running the motor on 12 volts DC as you can see on the display, and it appears to run very quietly and very smoothly. I need to have a closer look at this electric motor from the inside. I'm removing 2 screws that hold the front cover on to allow me to remove it. The front cover also holds the bearing mounting. When I turn the motor round to look at the other end, there are 3 small bolts holding a cover at this end, so I'll have a look inside this. This old motor is beautifully made. Really well crafted. Look at the way the brushes are held in place with a very complex coil spring. First of all though, I would like to look at the other end. Here it is, I'm removing the cover, and hey presto, here is the armature sat inside the field coils. When you supply 12 volts DC or less to this motor, these field coils magnetize the stator, that's the part that doesn't move. You can see there are 2 fairly new, well, about 10 years old solder joints, and this is where I took the power outlet from. When I left school, I got a job as an apprentice electronics engineer, but they stuck me in the machine shop and I hated it and left 2 or 3 months after starting. And instead I decided to become a musician, which indeed I did do that. I was a professional musician for many years. The reason for mentioning this is that this electric motor is not really electronic, it's just electrical. It uses magnetism, and it's a bit more like witchcraft than electronics. These brush assemblies are really good quality, and the brushes were very easy to remove. As they're a standard imperial size, they would also be very easy to replace. And even if they weren't the right size, I could very easily grind them down on my 1-inch belt sander. But I don't need to do that because both of the brushes are in good condition. Here I'm removing the rear cover to have a look what's inside this. The front cover is held to the dynamo with specially machined fittings. The rear cover just uses very small BA machine screws. Once I took both of the covers off, I did notice some very waxy looking old grease which I cleaned off. I carefully cleaned around the edge of the housing using a screwdriver point. In my small workshop I don't have a screwdriver big enough to remove this screw. In this clip I am applying, using a small brass syringe, some JX1 friction eliminator. The ball racers at both ends are in really excellent condition. They're extremely good quality bearings. To illustrate a point, I'm showing how small my screwdriver is. Plus I'm not sure whether it's left-hand thread or right-hand thread, and besides I cannot hold the armature solid without using a pair of pliers, and I'm not going to do that. I will probably regret this, but if there are any real experts, I don't mean people who know a little bit, but real experts out there in YouTube land, if you want to let me know what I should be doing, that would be useful. I'm just applying a bit of common sense logic. The question is, do I leave the power supply connected across the field coil, or do I intermittently remove it? I'm really not sure with this. I want to remagnetize the metal part of the field coil support. I think it is amps I need, not voltage. And luckily in the main workshop I've been experimenting with a 12-volt battery trying to start a single-cylinder diesel engine which has an electric starter motor, and I've more or less flattened this battery. And by now it should be fully charged because yesterday I connected a battery charger to it. Later today I will go up to the workshop and re-energize the field coils. And I hope with that high amperage I do not burn out the field coils. We shall see. There is another option. I could remove the field coils altogether and replace them with a ring of neodymium magnets. I'm sure that would work. But using the logic that this motor used to work perfectly well as a generator when I bought it via eBay many years ago, before I left it plugged into the voltmeter circuit. As I've just shown, I touched my DC power supply onto the terminals of the field coil, and now I'm going to find out whether it works. To drive the generator on the bench, I'm using a 12-volt electric drill. Is it going to work? The good news is, after spiking the field coils with my 12-volt power supply, it does appear to work. As you can see by the voltmeter, it's generating 9.6 or thereabouts direct current volts, which is okay. I think I could possibly live with this. I'm hoping that when I use the car battery to put 12 volts across the windings, it's going to be better than this. But it is at least an encouraging start. I disconnected the voltmeter and fitted this bulb. It's an LED style bulb and I think it's about 12 volts or something. And the good news is it appears to be lighting up okay. I'll see what happens when I re-energize the field coils with the armature removed using a 12-volt battery. I'm thinking it may be slightly better than it currently is. Unfortunately, the bulb went out and it didn't relight. Maybe this is a 6-volt bulb and it doesn't work anymore. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainstream Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.